I'm Jacob.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive.
(2022) Kia EV6
GT line without launch control. Brake boost? It's pretty quick.
horsepower, torque, and range.
320 horsepower, 446 pound-feet of torque from a 77 kilowatt-hour battery and 2 electric motors with a range of 373 kilometers up to 499 kilometers, but the one that we're driving is 441 kilometers.
And this is Kia's new all-electric hatchback SUV-ish thing, which is pretty much a clone of the Ioniq 5 from Hyundai with a bunch of different things, many worse.
Yeah, so let's start with the looks. That is the biggest factor that changes it from the Ioniq, and it looks worse in my opinion.
To me, it looks like it's 3 designs, one on the front, one on the back, one in the middle, put together. And I think in the matte color it looks good, but in a gloss color it looks kind of rare. But if the Ioniq 5 didn't exist, this would look awesome.
Exactly, but the fact that it does, and we see what it looks like, and we drove it, that's definitely the cooler looking car.
Yeah, but this is like, all right, headlights, the DRLs are like kind of okay. The taillights are very Aston Martin-ish. It's got the same door handles that pop out like the Ioniq 5, and then this one does not have a big panoramic sunroof, just a little one.
Yeah, and then there's also less interior space and less cargo space than the Ioniq 5 as well.
I don't feel like I notice it. It feels very similar.
I think it looks smaller, especially when you open the trunk.
But like overall looks-wise, are you about it?
Not really. Like, it's okay, it's cool for an EV, but the Ioniq 5 exists.
And this wheel design is kind of okay, but I don't think electric enough. And when I was on tsb.truecar.com looking for prices of Ioniq 5s, I saw these wheels on an Ioniq, and I did not like that at all.
Interesting. And you can actually apparently order these much easier than you can get an Ioniq 5.
But I wouldn't do that if I were you. But we'll get into it later. But yeah, tsb.truecar.com for discounted price offers on new vehicles. So these wheels, what would be the Continental recommended tire for a Kia EV6?
The Cross Contact RX, which is what I saw a matte version of this at the presentation. Follow us on Instagram for behind the scenes stuff, and it looked pretty cool.
And then I did launch the Ioniq 5 with the Viking Contact 7s in like heavy snow. And like, I guess the weight and the all-wheel driveness of it just like got it out of there so quickly, but trying to do donuts, it understeered so much before it would actually kick around. And I feel like this is gonna drive the exact same way.
And this is also all-wheel drive. I'm pretty sure it shares all the motors and batteries. They did say, the Kia representative said that this has a different battery pack, but it's the same kilowatt hours, so I don't know how it's
different chemicals or different compounds?
Something like that, but I don't know. It's the same number, but the ranges are different between the Ioniq 5 and this. This actually has more range than the Ioniq 5, so maybe they did do something.
Let's be real. A Sunfire is a Cavalier, and a Cavalier is a Sunfire.
Yeah, and I mean, like, this drives like the Ioniq. Like, everything feels the same. It's quick.
The sounds kind of feel the same. It sounds the same too.
Yeah, we've got it in sport mode, so you get that electric-y sound. And yeah, I mean, it drives pretty much the same. Like, we're driving it essentially back to back. Doesn't feel much different.
But the main difference to me, the thing that I hate the most about this car, which would make me never ever consider it, never in my life, is the climate control / hard buttons for your infotainment. So on the Ioniq, quick little refresher, we had hard buttons all the way across, volume knob, tuning flap, and then capacitive touch buttons for your climate, which I was like, I don't really like. Jacob, can you explain this? Because I got in here, I was shocked.
Yeah, well, I informed you of this before you drove it. Okay, so there's 2 settings for the climate and volume / radio controls. It's the same set of capacitive buttons, but it changes. So if you press this fan thing versus this arrow thing, it gives you 2 different things from all of the same things, which also includes your actual climate control knobs.
Yeah, and then it turns to a tuning knob and a volume knob.
So here's a scenario. You're pulling up to location. Let's say we're pulling up here. What do you got to do? You're listening to music, you got to turn the volume down. Oh wait, I'm blasting myself with cold air. Now I'm distracted. I didn't make it. Okay, I got to press this, turn the volume down, and now I can see the number.
Okay, I got another scenario for you. It's a little hard to aim while driving because it's a capacitive touch button, so I put my hand down here to steady it, and I accidentally turn on my ventilated seats and my heated steering wheel every single time. This is the worst design feature ever.
Yeah.
Kia, biggest fail of all time.
I don't know why they had to do this. Like, why is it so extra complex?
It
like,
probably saves money.
Probably. Every company is now proud of how many buttons they've eliminated. They make that a feature, but it makes everything more distracting.
Yeah, every car company that's doing this is making the world a worse place.
And you also had a complaint that you can't actually see that from your driving position.
Can you see it?
No, because this part of the steering wheel is blocking this.
And then reaching here, can you reach that?
I can.
Yeah, okay, but like, not everyone's your height. Like, it is difficult to reach. It's too far away. It's just like,
yeah. Anyways,
I'm sad, and okay, the next thing that I'm sad about, charging. We've had nonstop problems in our Ioniq video, our EQS video, our iX BMW video, and then guess what we did in today's video?
We tried to charge it, and we failed again at a different charger.
So we picked this up from Kia's head office in Mississauga, and I wanted to go to the fastest charger around, and there's these new ones called Ivy that are going to all the Canadian Tires and the rest stop. And I went to go plug in there. I had to sign up for an account because I couldn't pay there directly. And then when I signed up for the account, put my credit card where I had to pay, put a balance there. I can't just pay as I use it. Then it wouldn't work, it wouldn't activate. And going on the phone, the guy tried to reset it, but it was taking too long. And the lady next to us, we're charging an Ioniq. She pre-ordered one of these EV6s. We told her it's kind of crappy because the charging infrastructure.
But she already knew that.
Yeah, and she said she had to plug and unplug her old Ioniq many times to get it to work, and like she was just cool with that.
And I think she didn't understand that it was the car, which is why she pre-ordered the new car. I think she thinks it's like a phone where the plug doesn't work, you just buy a new phone. The problem is the charger that she's plugging into, not the cars.
Yeah, the iPhone isn't the problem. The old 3G network is the problem.
The wall plug is the problem.
And we straight up told her, like, if you need to charge, just get a Tesla. And she's like, I already put a deposit down on this EV6. But I think I don't really want to review any non-Tesla EVs for the next little while. So I'm going to make an effort to get the viewers Teslas so we can review that and really test out the supercharger network. Because
so if you guys have plaids for us, very open to plaids.
Big base model, used ones, anything. I'm going to try to do more Teslas because this stuff is driving me nuts. No, we are not a fan of Petro-Canada right now. So now I am done talking about electric charging for the longest time.
Okay, great. I am too, except I do have to tell the people that this can charge 10 to 80% in 18 minutes in a super hyper theoretical world that everything works perfectly, because this also has 800 volt architecture shared with the Ioniq 5 and even the Taycan.
That is a nice fact.
Yes.
I would love to see it work in real life.
More fun charging stuff because, hey, it's an electric car. I do have to talk about it to let the people know. You can actually charge other electric vehicles with this car. You can go charger to charger, which you probably might actually need, except the other way. And then you can also plug in appliances and stuff like that. So, fun party trick.
And the charging port is on the back right side and a little flap that comes out. It's kind of interesting.
Different than the Ioniq, the way that the flap works.
Yeah, it's like more to the rear. And I guess you made a funny point earlier about in Europe when they were letting people use Tesla superchargers with non-Teslas.
Because apparently that is coming, so I wanted to see what it was like, and there's a bunch of articles saying that people are parking like parallel or perpendicular across spots and taking up like 6 spots because none of the ports are in the same spots.
And the cables don't reach.
Yeah, the cables are too short and stuff, so.
Fun.
I'm hoping that the Tesla stuff gets open to everybody else, but that's going to create a whole new set of problems for Tesla people and non-Tesla people.
Yeah, no comment.
And the last actual electric-y thing, yes, instant torque is super fun. This does have a heat pump, which is good in the winter, but the range does suffer because it is winter. So I filmed it at 98% charge. That was the charge indicated, so we are not even getting close to what we're supposed to be getting from the car in the winter.
Okay, now put it in eco mode and floor it, like all the way.
Oh yeah, drive mode, sorry.
All the way.
We have eco, normal, and sport,
full
and snow.
floor, full floor. It's cool because you don't get that like full power.
Yeah.
Because it's a true eco mode.
You have to be in sport to get that.
Yeah.
And we also have paddles, so I'm going to hold my left paddle, which acts as a brake. So let's see if I can make it to the stop. Uh-oh. I'm gonna roll the stop a little bit. I gotta use my foot.
You didn't roll it, the Kia rolled it.
There.
Anyways, nothing
Maxed.
weird on the brake pedal, and it is the exact same system from the Ioniq 5. Watch that review if you're serious about buying one of these.
Yeah, and we do have paddles to control the regen, so we can go 0 to max, and 0 is coasting, which I really, really like.
Yeah, I like the iPedal feature.
Oh, and fun fact.
Is it fun?
It's kind of fun. 2,300 pounds of towing capacity. Is that fun?
I don't know.
That's like 2 jet skis.
What does that do to your range?
Hopefully there's a charger at the dock.
Trucking, Stephen Elmer, I need the answers.
Let us know if there's chargers at docks.
Actually, Steven's the truck prince. Follow them on YouTube.
Yeah, I guess technically he is, if his dad's the truck king.
Yeah.
And handling-wise, literally feels like the Ioniq. Like, it feels pretty good for an EV. The batteries are at the bottom, but again, it feels like every EV.
But the Ioniq was unbelievably fun through Cliche Corner.
And you can actually turn off the traction in this, and you can get the back end out just a little bit, but we're in Cliche business area, so we're not going to be doing that today. And the reason for that is because we're trying to use the chargers around here. And we just don't have the range or time to keep going far distances to chargers that don't work.
Okay, one more thing about charging.
It's hard not to talk about charging an electric car.
When we washed this car at the Canadian Tire, we that's our gas station and like a hardware store or whatever kind of thing here.
It's like American Tire.
We tried to use the onboard navigation to find a charger.
Yes.
Couldn't really find it. We checked Google Maps and it found one down the street that we went to.
Which said it was a really fast charger.
And it wasn't, but it was free.
Yep.
And then I checked one of the many apps that I have, and it turns out there was the new charger at that Canadian Tire that we were at, but half the apps missed it and wouldn't show it. I think it's kind of crazy how the combined chargers from all the other manufacturers compared to just the combined chargers from Tesla, like it doesn't add up how many more there are from Tesla.
Right, exactly, and how many more actually work. And since we're in Cliche business area, Yuri, I'm gonna park this in front of my office and charge it up.
Wait, use your 360 camera to make sure that you are
Here we go.
in your spot. Oh, and it spins all the way around. We can see a front wheel, back wheel. Too bad it's not color matched to the car on the outside. That would make it really cool.
But it's a really nice 360 camera. All right, let's switch drivers.
Ooh, power seats. I like this. And compared to the Ioniq 5, these seats to me are much more comfortable.
They are actually very comfortable.
And they look cool. They're cloth. They got white stuff on them.
And we have a bunch of cool materials here as well. Like, look at this dash.
Yeah, no, let's get rolling and talk about the dashboard.
Okay, materials, super cool. I actually don't hate any of them other than the swaths of gloss black on the doors.
Yeah, these lines and everything are very awesome. I'm very impressed. I love it on the armrest.
This aluminum-ish up here is really nice as well.
The start-stop button being right there, or EV start-stop, whatever it is.
The power button.
The power button. And then the shifter is cool. I think I like this kind of like button more than the Ioniq 5.
Yeah.
But, you know, with this whole putting my hands here, it ruins it all. It's unusable. And then we got cup holders. Fits a small cup just fine.
Oh, we have a square cup as well.
Oh, and they gave us this for the press trip.
What a flex. There.
It fits. And we also have a wireless charger here, which is cool, but the cable is down here in the middle. And then there's this like little hook that looks like it's good for holding cables in, which is nice. But then if this isn't plugged into anything, it just gets under your pedals and you're just gonna be spending a ton of money fixing cables that you stomp on, I think.
Yeah, and then you said that this console doesn't move, but we don't have any transmission tunnels, so it is still open, so I can still press your feet. And,
but garbage won't slide across as easily.
But it still can down here.
And this doesn't have the full like recline feature for chilling and sleeping like the. Yeah.
So.
But I mean, like, I don't really.
No.
I don't.
You're gonna spend most of your time charging at home because the chargers don't work.
I do not want to be sleeping in my car at a charging station. That feels dangerous to me, and especially if you were like a woman in that kind of situation, that would probably be even sketchier.
Anyways, this doesn't have that, but otherwise, it's very comfortable in here.
How about the suspension though? You like it?
It's totally fine. It's exactly like the Ioniq 5. Like, it's very comfortable.
From the outside, the back looked kind of bouncy, but we're in the front, so I don't know if that like really affects you.
I think all EVs are a little bit bouncy just because of the weight, and like I guess it's hard to spring for that weight and just where the mass is.
In a non-luxury, non-air ride EV.
Yeah. Oh, and there's one thing I forgot to talk about with the outside, but are you ready for that with a visor test first?
3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Perfect.
Good job. Okay, fun thing. This has a silhouette body light in the back right and left corners that apparently just illuminate the body silhouette and are supposed to just give you a little bit more light, which is interesting. I've never seen that before. Don't really know if it's cool or not, but it's just different.
Cool body line silhouette. I do like the body lines back there. I like how the spoiler kind of thing pops up, but there's no rear wiper.
Yeah, no.
So I did draw another one myself, so that's fun.
Art.
And then frunk.
It's lacking. You could basically put a cell phone in there.
Same as the Ioniq?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, another fun fact. Lots of fun facts today. There's a GT coming with like almost 600 horsepower.
Oh, because there's an Ioniq 5N.
Yeah, and
Spy Shot. That's how the Spy Shot.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the GT line, so there's going to be an actual GTU.
GT is N.
Yeah, but this is going to be very expensive, I think, at that point, because this one's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. Okay, how about the room in the trunk and when we fold everything down?
Less than an Ioniq.
But still, like, pretty big.
Still decent. And the last thing with these screens, they're basically identical to the Ioniq.
They are identical, but we
got
the black bezels.
Exactly.
What Jacob wanted.
How much better is this?
Yeah, this does look really good.
Yeah.
But I feel like the whole shape of the dash is a little more impressive in the Ioniq.
Yeah.
Apple CarPlay, Android Auto.
Yeah, and then you got your turn signals, which are cameras as well.
It's the exact same as the Ioniq.
Yes.
Which is cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else different about this, but not really.
Oh, the car looks different when you hit EV.
Actually, it looks like an Ioniq.
It does.
All right.
I thought it looked different.
All right, Kia. You're going to need to do an update on that.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's Sirius XM. We can rewind. Let's see if the bulbs are blue.
Yeah, they're 100% blue. Yeah.
Oh, why don't we just touch it right here? Let me just get out of my climate.
Hey, Kia.
Into my
Radio.
Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Oh, they're blue.
Of course.
And then this also does have the cool head-up display with augmented reality in it, so pretty much exactly like the Ioniq 5.
No, it's exactly like it. We can stop saying pretty much.
Pretty much. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a slight difference that I'm not aware of.
It's red instead of blue.
And then I want to end it off with the shape of the steering wheel. Hate or love?
Indifferent.
Indifferent. I'm all right with an indifferent. Oh, and radar cruise, adaptive cruise, lane keep. This does have the highway driving assist. I feel like this one felt a little bit better than the Ioniq. I don't know why.
Interesting.
But it felt like it didn't sway as much. So that's pretty much it. Should we get to the price?
Yes. This one starts at $44,995
Canadian.
and this one is $61,995.
So pretty much in line with the Ioniq 5.
Pretty much, except the Ioniq is actually a little bit cheaper in the top trim.
I would go Ioniq over this, no question, and mostly because of this awful climate control volume thing. I would never want to reward a company that does stuff like this with a sale. However, the car market is crazy and they're going to sell out anyways, and they're going to be like, this was a great design, see, it's sold out, and it's going to take a while to undo the damage of this kind of design.
Yeah, and the Ioniq 5 looks a lot cooler, and I think from the outside, I think a lot of people are going to be shopping for EVs based on the looks because they're all kind of the same. So let us know if you guys have pre-ordered any electric cars. Do you think electric cars are the future? Do you think they're fine now? And if you're shopping for one, check the public charging infrastructure in your local area. It may not be as bad as it is here, but here it is really bad.
And we ask all manufacturers in Canada to work together to please make sure the chargers all work, and every charger should have tap with the credit card and be able to pay there without an app.
Yep.
Because it should be more accessible. Thank you very much.
We want this to work for everybody.